Welcome to FootballGamePlan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you a 2011 FCS preview of the Independents. So let's take a look at the teams, top to bottom. Let's start with the recruiting trail to see how well these teams recruited this past offseason. Best recruiting class for the FCS Independents. I'm going with South Alabama. There's a lot of depth in this class, a lot of defensive guys, and that's going to keep that defense aggressive. But the headliner of this group is defensive back Carl Williams out of Jacksonville, Florida. This guy's going to be a classic in the box safety, has good form and technique on tackles, and has the range to cover in the passing game. Key recruits for the FCS Independents. Georgia State was able to get a talented athlete in Nick Henderson. This guy played tight end in high school, so he could be that physical inside wide receiver at the collegiate level. Running back Chris Natal is one I really like. This guy has tremendous burst, excellent vision, and great footwork. Should be a star in that backfield for the Bobcats. San Antonio was able to get a running back with tremendous speed. Tevin Williams is going to be a sensational player for the Roadrunners for years to come. Let's take a look at some FCS Independent superlatives, starting with the best pro prospect. I'm going with DJ Hall out of Texas State. This guy is a guard center combo, 6'3", 300 pounds, has tremendous hands, and should be a force at the next level. Toughest schedule, I could have given it to Texas State because they have a murderous schedule, but you have to go with Texas San Antonio because this is their first season in football history, so every game on their schedule is going to be tough, especially those road games at Southern Utah, Sam Houston, UC Davis, and also McNeese State. Here are my predictions for the FCS Independents. Starting with Georgia State, reasons for optimism. You have to love head coach Bill Curry, phenomenal coach out there. And I love their wide receiving core combo of Danny Williams, Albert Wilson, and Sidney Haynes. Those guys can really catch the football. And you have to love the defense. These guys returned 9 starters defensively, and they were a very aggressive bunch. Causes for concern, the quarterback position. Not because Drew Little is a bad player, but he's going to miss the first 4 games. So how can they recover with the loss of their quarterback? Can Kelton Hill fill the void left by Little? And that's the biggest question. And can that offense protect the football, and defensively, can they get to the quarterback? But what we will learn is that this team is definitely headed in the right direction. It should be a solid program for years to come down there in Atlanta. Next up is South Alabama. Reasons for optimism. You have to love talented tailback Kendall Houston. This guy has over 900 yards rushing, 6.4 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns, and you also have to like quarterback CJ Bennett. Came on as a true freshman and showed tremendous leadership, so you know they can run the football, and they have solid play at the QB. Causes for concern are the wide receivers. Who's going to step up and be the big playmaker? And I have a question for that defense. How good is that defense? They wasn't really tested last season, but what we will learn is that this team does have enough talent to compete with the big boys in FCS. University of Texas San Antonio opens the pack on a brand new football season and a brand new football program. So the reasons for optimism for UT San Antonio is the fact that they have a lot of talent, a lot of young talent, and if any team is very well practiced, it will be this team. And you have to love the running game. There's a lot of depth and talent at that spot. But causes for concern is the live competition. How well will that offensive line do? Can that defensive line get to the quarterback? Can the secondary cover? But what we will learn is that this team, located in San Antonio, Texas, has a huge recruiting base and will have a huge fan base and should be successful for a long time. Texas State rounds out the FCS Independents. Reasons for optimism is the offensive line. This is a very solid group led by future NFL prospect DJ Hall, and also center Stephen Kinney is one to keep an eye on as well. Their wide receiving core is another group of guys that I really like. Very solid playmakers despite losing DeMarcus Griggs. Causes for concern. You have to look at the defense. Can they get to the quarterback? They only had 13 sacks as a whole. They make a lot of plays in the run defense department, but pass defense they struggle. Someone has to step up and be a tremendous playmaker. But what we will learn is that this team will use 2011 as a springboard to the WAC in 2012. For more FCS previews, visit footballgameplan.com/FCS or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.